All right, what is up, YouTube Landia? This is Abel. You know me, I'm here with San Diego V-Dub Live. Trying something new today. If y'all don't know, I love VWs, but I love a lot of other things too, like skateboarding. You can see my hat here, little skate shop a friend of mine owns here in San Diego. But I also love baseball, and in particular, I love the Padres. They're my team. Been my team my whole life, but never really been into baseball until last few years where I've really gotten into it. And so I just want to try to give some takes on my favorite team after a game. I pretty much watch every single game that they play. So this is going to be my first reflection on a game. I've been thinking about this, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it and just air out my grievances or my happiness about the most recent game. So let's do this. So the first game I want to talk about is last night's game, which is San Diego Padres versus the San Francisco Giants. San Diego is on a road trip, so they just flew up to San Francisco yesterday or the day before yesterday and played their game yesterday in San Francisco. Started at 6:40, I think. So it was a night game in San Francisco. I used to live in the Bay Area, so I know it can get pretty damn cold in San Francisco in the evenings. But the game started off hot. Juan Soto hits a blast. He blasts a home run, which I was super shocked by because he hadn't hit a home run for a while, I don't think. And he just doesn't do that. He just doesn't hit home runs like out of the blue. He usually never swings at the first pitch. He always watches the first pitch. He loves to walk. If you ever watch him, he gets on base all the time, but he just walks. And so for him to swing and hit a homer and to the opposite field, left field, it was pretty amazing. I was shocked. I was like, whoa, I wasn't ready for that. The game had just started. It might have been the first inning. And so I was like, okay, things might go good here. He hits another home run. I wasn't even ready for that one because Soto hasn't hit 2 home runs in one game in forever. He hits another home run, I think, in the 5th inning. So I was blown away by that, too. I was like, what is going on here? But something else that happened in the first inning that I want to talk about was not just Juan Soto, is Tatis. He gets on base. He's the leadoff hitter. He bats first. He gets on base. I think he either gets a double or he steals second. And so, that's Tatis. He's an aggressive player. He goes for it. He's gonna play hard, and that's what everybody loves about this guy. Like he just goes for it. He's an aggressive player. So he tried to steal third. He's the first batter. Second up is Juan Soto. So I don't expect Juan Soto to get a base hit, or he's hit or miss. Like sometimes he's good and great, and sometimes he's terrible. So I don't have high expectations for Juan Soto. I don't think Tatis had high expectations. So I think Tatis just figured, you know what, I don't know if I'm going to get hit in, because that's the Padres' major problem right now is runners in scoring position. So Tatis is thinking to himself, well, how can I get myself into – I honestly think he was probably thinking, how can I get from first base all the way home by myself, because none of my teammates are going to freaking hit me in. So he tries to steal third, and he gets caught. Whatever, right? You're thinking, okay, whatever. But then Soto hits a home run right after that. So you're thinking, damn, Tatis, why did you try to steal? If you would have just stayed, if you would have just been patient, Soto would have hit you in. It would have been a 2-run homer. Yeah, we can all say that, but in reality, again, we don't expect much from Soto. So, you don't expect Soto to hit a home run. Tatis steals third. Everybody's mad at him. He goes, why'd you steal third? But again, we don't know what Soto's going to do. And you can't be mad at Tatis because you don't want him to, you want him to be aggressive. You want him to try to steal bases, and you want him to be patient. So you can't have both. You got to have either or. Is he going to be a go-getter? Is he going to be aggressive at the plate or on the bases? Which one is it? So if we want him to play hard and play aggressive and steal bases, because that's what's going on now in baseball with the pitch clock and stuff like that. So you know, runners, we want runners to run. And that was one of the things I had a problem with the Padres early on in the season, was that they weren't trying to steal enough bases. So, yeah, I want Tatis to steal bases, but I get it. You know, we want him to be careful too. So I'm not mad at Tatis for trying to steal that base. He didn't know. He had no idea Soto was going to hit a homer. Like, come on. So anyways, that was the some of the big highlights. But the big downers of the game, what everybody's pissed off about, is the fact that we lost the game. You know, everybody hates losing. So why did we lose? Everybody's trying to point the finger. And one of the big downfalls, I guess, last night was Luis Garcia. One of the things I saw when I saw this guy coming out of the bullpen in like left field or center field, wherever it is at in San Francisco, at their ballpark, is I see this guy, and a lot of these Latino players, they're religious. You know, they're mostly Catholic, I'm guessing, and so I think he's probably wearing a necklace with a lot of these guys have crosses. They wear crosses. And so I see this guy walking out of the bullpen. It looks like he's holding on to his necklace with his cross. Go back and look at this. And he's literally saying a prayer as he's walking onto the field. And I'm like, this is not a good sign. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna suck. I didn't have high hopes anyways before the game. I was like, oh God, I hope Luis Garcia, because before the game, everybody was talking about, hey, who's gonna pitch? So Michael Wacha did a great job. He pitched, I think, the first 6 innings. Yeah, 6 innings. And then they actually brought in Tim Hill, Tim Hill pitched the 7th and 8th inning. He did a really good job. He did great. I mean, he's a little scrappy guy, you know. He has that sidearm pitch. He looks scrappy. You know, he has a hair sticking out of the back, you know. I don't know how old he is, but his face looks a little rugged, you know what I mean? I'm over here going off on Tim Hill. But he did good. I mean, he pitched well. He got us through 2 innings with no hits, or I don't know how many hits there were, but he got strikeouts. You know, he got us through both those innings. Yeah, I don't think there was any hits in the 7th and 8th, and Padres had to leave 4-2. So we're like, you know, or I can't remember the score was. Maybe it was 4-1, but we were winning the game. Put it that way. We were winning the game, maybe by 2 runs. We're like, and I was thinking, damn, there's hope. We can win this game. And then we're going into he brought in Tim Hill, 7th and 8th, and then the 9th inning, I'm like, shit, who are they going to bring in? So they bring in Luis Garcia, and I was like, this ain't going to go good. And once I saw him saying that prayer when he was coming out, I was like, oh, hell no, this dude, he's toast. He's done. Sure enough, man, he gave up I guess it was 2 runs because the score was tied up. Okay. So we go into the 9th inning, and I'm like, okay, maybe the Padres can score here, and the game can be over, and we can finish this game. I'm sorry, Luis Garcia comes in the 9th. Sorry, he comes in the 9th because Tim Hill pitched in the 7th and the 8th. So Luis Garcia comes in the 9th, gives up all these runs, you know, at the top of the 9th and the bottom of the 9th. Padres come up, and it's like, I know they're not going to freaking score, man. They never score in these types of situations. They don't bunt. You know, a lot of people talk about the Padres, small game versus long ball, or small ball versus long ball. And, you know, I don't have a problem with the bunt. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but like if you listen to Ben and Woods, a radio station here in San Diego, they're talking about, oh, Woodsy especially, I hate the bunt. But it's like, homie, don't hate the bunt. Like, the bunt's there for a freaking reason. You know, there's a reason why the bunt exists. It's to get on base, especially in these types of situations. And, you know, of course, if you have big league major superstar hitters like Machado, Soto, Tatis, Bogarts, you don't want them to bunt. But in certain situations, might be a good idea. So anyways, 9th inning, they put Tatis on second, you know, because it's, 9th inning, the Padres can't score. So we go into extra innings. Tatis is on second base in extra innings, and we can't score. They even walk Soto because it's Tatis first, Soto second. So they walk Soto, and you have a guy on first and second, and then I think it's Machado up third. Homie, he he doesn't hit the ball. He's not going to hit the ball. So I was like, dude, Machado, walk it. I mean, bunt. You know what I mean? Get the guys over, 1 out, whatever. You know, you have 2 more chances. The other day against the Tampa Bay Rays, they had a little bunt fest where they hit 3 bunts in a row. You know, but yeah, Machado strikes out. It's not a surprise, you know, in this type of situation. And so the Padres don't score. 10th inning, the Giants get their chance, and they freaking, you know, the guy hits not a grand slam, but he hits a home run with 2 guys on base, blasts the ball into the bay in San Francisco Bay, out of the stadium. So these are just some of my takes on the game. Very frustrating. Everybody was talking about, you know, why did they put Luis Garcia in there? They should have left Tim Hill in. He was doing so good. He was doing amazing. He was in the, like I said, he pitched the 7th and the 8th inning, no runs. He struck out a few batters, and, you know, Michael Wacha didn't strike anybody out. And Tim Hill struck out, I think, 2 or 3 batters. I can't remember. But he was doing really good, and so they didn't leave him in the game for the 9th inning because, you know, it goes against what everybody says. You know, it's like, oh, you can't have a reliever in there. You can't have Tim Hill in there for more than 2 innings. He's never done that. You know, he's never pitched 3 innings in a row. And you know what? Screw all that, man. You know, I mean, I get it. You want to take care of your good pitchers like Tim Hill. You don't want him. You know, you don't want to ask too much of him because he could get injured or whatever. But he was doing good. He hadn't pitched that many pitches, maybe 19 pitches or something like that. But Bowmel took him out, and he was actually in the 9th inning. I remember seeing he was in the 9th inning, and then the Giants brought in a relief. They brought in a batter. They brought in somebody else, and so as soon as they did that, I think he was they brought in a righty. You know, Bowmel took out Tim Hill, and he was in there. You know, he was in the game in the 9th inning, and they took him out the last second because they had already started the inning. I remember watching the game. They had to go to a commercial because they had to take a, pitching change, and then that's when they brought in Luis Garcia. So a lot of people are pissed off that they had Tim Hill, and they took out Tim Hill. A lot of people are mad at Bowmel for that. Bowmel is Bob Melvin, the coach for the manager for the Padres, came from Oakland. So, you know, what are you going to do? Bowmel doesn't want to put in Tim Hill because he doesn't want, a lefty on, he didn't want to, he wanted to do the stupid lefty versus righty thing, right? So he took Tim Hill out because they brought in a lefty batter. So, it's like, all right, dude, we get it. This is what all the statistics say and analytics and all that stuff. But sometimes you got to go with your gut feeling, bro. Sometimes you got to go with, screw whatever analytics say. And you just got to go with your gut feeling. And, of course, he's thinking about tomorrow, or today in this case. He's thinking about the next game. He's like, who's he going to bring in? If he would have used Tim Hill last night, he would not have been able to use Tim Hill because that would have been 4 games in a row. So he's probably thinking about today. He's thinking about, okay, who am I going to bring in? I'm not going to be able to bring Tim. I'm going to lose Tim Hill. So I get it, man. It's like, who are you going to bring in, right? You don't have anybody. You have a few people like Cosgrove. I think Carpenter had already been used. Nick Martinez had already been used. So these coaches, they want to give their guys a day off, because they're bullpen people. But Nick Martinez had pitched a few games in a row, so they want to give him a break. I get it. It is what it is. Whatever. My mind is deal with that, cross that bridge when you get there, dude. Like, figure that out later. Don't worry about that right now. You can figure that out later. So we lose the first game in the series. We got 3 more to go. Giants are hot. I think that they won 8 games in a row with this one. What are we going to do now? So they were using their bullpen, too. Their whole pitching staff yesterday was all bullpen pitchers. There was no lead pitchers, that they used. So anyways, that's my first video. One last thing I'll say is that I remember at the beginning of the season that pitching was a major concern for me and a lot of other people. And, people were like, dude, we got to get another pitcher. We got to get another pitcher before the season starts during spring training. We're like, who are we going to get? We need more people. We need at least one more lead starting pitcher. We had a couple guys, but we needed one more. I think we got Xander, and it was like, dude, we don't need a shortstop. We need a freaking pitcher, man. But whatever, Xander hasn't been playing out either because of his wrist, so it is what it is. Anyways, hope you all like this first video of mine. Leave a comment, talk all kinds of crap. I'm sure I said all kinds of things wrong. Never done this before. All you baseball experts out there, leave your hate comments in the comment section below. Let me know where I've messed up. Give me your opinions. Hope to do this tonight after the next Giants game. Hey, maybe we might win. I don't know who the Giants have pitching. I haven't looked yet, but I don't even know who Padres have up to pitch. Let's check real quick. Could be one of our good lead pitchers. Could be Yu Darvish, because he hasn't pitched in a few days. But we don't. Oh, it's gonna be Lugo. Oh, Lugo just coming off the injured list, man. This guy, he hasn't pitched in major leagues since I don't know when. It's been a while. So this is Seth Lugo's first day back after being on the injured list forever, and now he's finally back. So, I don't expect somebody coming off the injured list to come out hot, against a hot team. Like, come on, bro. It's like, oh. We're going to bring in Seth Lugo. He's probably only going to go a couple innings. Like, you can't have him out there for 6 innings on his first day back. Like, what the hell? So he's probably only going to pitch a couple innings, and they're going to have to bring in the bullpen. And who are you going to bring in? I guess you can go to Cosgrove and Nick Martinez because they've had a couple days to rest now. But, you're going to use freaking Tim Hill again? He only pitched 2 innings yesterday. So did he have enough rest now? Come on. So, tonight's probably not going to be good, my friends. So I'll probably be doing another sad video tonight. Anyways, thanks for watching this. Leave a comment. Give me some feedback. Let me know what I need to do. I don't have a fancy background. I'm actually here at the library at my school. So let me know what's up. All right. Peace. Go Padres.